No Seleção do Mundo, a gente está acostumado a ver os gringos falando a respeito da seleção brasileira. Hoje é um pouco diferente. Os gringos convidaram um brasileiro para falar a respeito da nossa seleção. E uma pergunta intrigante, será que essa é a melhor seleção brasileira desde 2002? O que você acha? Deixa aí sua opinião.
And Brazil's 5 World Cups still tops the all-time list, but their last one was way back in 2002. Since then, they've been knocked out 3 times in the quarters and once in the semis, which was that famous big loss, 7-1 to Germany on home turf in 2014. And I'm really sorry to be bringing that up because we do now welcome in ESPN's Brazilian journalist, Gustavo HOFFMAN. Gustavo, it is great to have you with us. Listen, 20 years on, is this the best side we've seen for Brazil since that 2002 team?
Hello again, Kate. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Well, I think it is. I think it is because we can talk about the team which played in the 2006 World Cup. That was a stellar team with Kaká, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos. But that was a group of players, are very good players, but that was not a really good team. Since then, we had 2010, 2014, 2018, and now for sure we have a group of talented players and also a very strong team. This team has been consistent, this team has so much talent, and I think that the most important is playing well. Was playing well before the World Cup, made 2 good matches against Serbia and against Switzerland and against South Korea, for sure the best match that Brazil had in this World Cup. They are confident, they are playing well, they have a very good head coach, and they are a group of talented players playing as a team.
Especially that first half, weren't they absolutely brilliant? But, Gustavo, if I was to ask you where this side are most vulnerable, what would you tell me?
Well, if we talk about only official matches, okay? The Brazilian team with Tite has lost only 3 matches. The last one against Cameroon with the reserve team. And the other 2 were against Argentina in the final of Copa America 2021 and against Belgium in the quarterfinals in 2018 World Cup. In these 2 matches, Brazil started losing. So I would say that this mental side of the game, when Brazil starts losing a match, might be a problem for them because they're not used to fight back for the result. They're not used to fight back for the advantage. So I think that this mental side of the game might be a problem if Brazil starts losing a match.
I want to talk about the motivation side of things, though, Gustavo, and ask you how much Pele is a motivating factor for this Brazil team right now.
He is for sure. Pelé is a legend, not only for Brazil, for the whole world of football. But in Brazil, everyone loves Pelé. And when we're talking about the players, Pelé always had a very good relation with the team, with the players. When he used to work as a color commentator, he was never polemic, you know, he was always with the team, with the players. So his relationship with the world of football in Brazil is very, very good. And, you know, as I told you, he's a legend. He's a legend for every Brazilian. I always say that football in Brazil, or soccer, football in Brazil is the way that the Brazilian people best express themselves, you know. Our best way to express ourselves is with football and also with dance. We have so much polemics with the Brazilian dances in the World Cup, but the best Brazilian person who expressed himself through football is Pelé. So for us, he's a legend, and for sure that he's a factor of motivation for every Brazilian player who's here in Qatar.
Yeah, and of course, everybody in the football world is wishing him well as well. Croatia against Brazil, it is then coming up on Friday. Give us a prediction, Gustavo.
Well, I think that Brazil, of course, is the favorite, but we'll have a very strong opponent with a very strong midfield. We have Modric, Kovacic, Brozovic, who didn't train today, but he's probable for the team. I was today at the Croatia training camp. They're confident. They know that Brazil is the favorite. Zlatko Dalic, the head coach, has said that for the first time in this World Cup, they're going to be more attacked than they have to defend. So it's a completely different match for Croatia. But of course, Brazil is the favorite. I think that Brazil will have to play their football. Brazil has to attack, Brazil has to press high against Croatia, Brazil has to make themselves comfortable in the match like they felt against South Korea. The probable Brazilian team against Croatia will be the same that it started against Serbia with Neymar. Alexander will probably be back also in the left back, so it's a very strong side. It's the strongest side that we have for Brazil in this World Cup. So Brazil is the favorite. I would say 2-0 for Brazil.
Qual sua expectativa para o jogo entre Brasil e Croácia, hein? Tá nervoso, tá preocupado? Viu a Croácia jogar? Joga devagar, né? Parece que meio lento ali tocando bola. Será que o Brasil terá essa vantagem? Vai chegar às semifinais? E além do Brasil, será que o Brasil vai encarar a Holanda? Ou você acha que será realmente uma final ou uma semifinal inesquecível contra os hermanos argentinos? Deixa aí sua opinião, é muito legal interagir. Até o próximo vídeo, galera. Um abraço!